My name's Luke. I'm an independent journalist. I came up from Bournemouth to look at this protest and film it, and found immediately that the police were already using really weird tactics. I would love anyone to explain the logic behind this. A guy there already injured, just boxing people in and sending them down different routes. I really didn't see anything that the protesters were doing wrong. They just wanted to get away from the police and stop being squashed in and boxed and caged and redirected. You know, it's like they were being treated like a guilty party right from the very beginning. So people bust the fences and broke into Parliament Square. I don't really know why there was fences put up there. I mean, it's a massive, massive protest with loads of frustrated people. I mean, you might as well just give up and say, okay, this grass is going to get walked on. Just a bit of a waste of money with fences. Quite a lot of police as well, about 3,000 specifically drafted for this protest, as I understand. I thought the flares were a little bit aggressive, but the use of paint regularly I thought was quite a cunning, peaceful way of protesting. I found the police on horses to be really stupid. One of them's faulting on their horse here. One went to hospital from a faulting horse, and I just found them really aggressive. Charging really didn't help. Very stupid police tactics. In this moment coming up, a protester is just poking the shit out of this policeman there. Pokes him, policeman just stands his ground, he gets jabbed again in the neck, and he just comes out and battens the guy. And I just kind of think, what's the point, man? It's completely peaceful. Why do you want to start a fight like that? This black cop is smacking someone repeatedly with a grin on his face. I thought that was a bit disturbing. But yeah, I just think, why poke someone with a pole? You're just asking for trouble. See that kick that cop gives just there. But usually I found it was the police that kind of turned the energy repeatedly from calm to aggressive. Here one of the stupid horses is on someone's foot again. Another time they were there for about 30 seconds on a guy's foot, and he was just screaming out about it constantly. Nothing happened. There's another charge just back there. Here again, terrible lack of communication. The police aren't saying why the protesters can't go down that way. Just no information was given about what the police were protecting or why.
Who are they attacking? Why are you attacking us? Why are you attacking us? Who are we attacking? What are you doing with that horse? Shame on you! What are you doing with that horse? Shame on you! Shame on you! Who am I attacking? I'm going to truncheon. I'm standing here, doing nothing. You're all attacking.
Yeah, I'll just ride my horse into your fucking face, because that'll chill you out. That'll diffuse the situation. I'll just drive you into a fence. Standing on someone's foot again because they're so close. Smack in the face with the shield, even though there's a fence between us. You can see on the right some guy's head is getting paggered in with truncheons there. I don't know what he did to deserve that, but pretty nice.
They're laughing about it, they're having fun, this is fun to them. What do you want to do it? I want them to listen or tell us at least who they're protecting, what they're doing. Why are we doing this? We've got a right to protest. And all they're doing is bashing us back. The police. You said we were being violent!
And then again, here is a peaceful standoff. The police have to turn into a conflict, push them back again. Why did that need to happen? Why would you tag stuff on a protest?
You know what? The police tactics are crazy. Yeah, it's just mad what they're doing.
They were using unnecessary force.
They brought in horses and there was kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, some of them were 12, like one of them in front of me was actually 12, and this one officer was actually just swinging his baton in front of her.
One of the main problems is, I'm finding a lot of the officers are people lying to us. We ask them where the exit is, they tell us it's somewhere, we go there, there's no exit, so why do they tell us there's an exit? That's my big problem. It's just like they're using really dirty tactics to try and keep us here, so we can't spread our message and tell the public how we feel. And it's just upsetting that they do that.
I'm really struggling to believe the police had really any coherent plan here. Just look at them releasing people when they're being blocked on the other side there. A massive group of angry people being blocked off on that side, and then now the cops just get completely surrounded by frustrated protesters. You can see the cops just shitting themselves now, like, where do I go? Running around, like trying to regroup or get any orders from anywhere. They don't know what they're doing. Look at them. You've just really got to be careful not to piss people off and provoke them unnecessarily, and that's what the police did a lot right from the very beginning, just boxing them in, re-channeling them, not explaining or communicating why they were doing things, why they were protecting streets or blocking people off. You just have to know why you're doing something and try and communicate it to the protesters. It's not like they're an unreasonable bunch of animals. At the same time, there was a lot of dickhead protesters who just kind of wanted to fight, doing things like burning down the Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square. I don't think it's really helping anyone. And even if you think it does, just so many people in the group didn't want to convey their message in that way, so it's just disrespectful. Tables turned a bit here. Can anyone suggest to me why the police at this point don't get back in those vans and just reverse, just retreat, regroup? There's a peaceful energy right now, and then the cops just bring it back up to a conflict again. It's like all reduced and calmed down a bit. You could just go back to your group, just let people be. 100 yards behind those police, all these guys are protecting 10 Downing Street. Now when the cavalry came in later, quite understandably I think, the protesters didn't want to be charged anymore, they just wanted to fucking protest. So they kind of cheekily put up these barriers trying to stop the horses. For me, a barrier symbolises space between you and them. I don't think it's aggressive, I think it's defensive, so I think pulling those barriers out of their hands is a really aggressive thing to do. And then here, people screaming, crying, we cannot go back, we're squashed, a girl was having a panic attack, some people couldn't breathe, we're being sandwiched from both sides, and hands showing the peace symbol are getting truncheoned. Just made me want to throw up on Scotland Yard. Topshop smashed up because of Philip Green's tax evasion. Just quite a lot of rioting around the streets, and this was one of the weirdest bits of police tactics. Just chill them out, just keep them there until they've calmed down. What's the plan? What's the plan? Like, what, is it just to like...
The bridge is closed, that's all I know, my friend. The bridge is closed, that's all I know.
Just wondering what's happening with them. Are they just being held here indefinitely till they...
You know we can't hold people indefinitely, sir, and that's not going to help anybody, is it? They're being released.
Okay. So they're just being held there?
They're going to be released over the other side.
Okay. So they're blocked each side until...
No, they are being released.
They've been texting us constantly, these children, and we've been watching the news all over the world. They're watching the news, and all these kids are saying we've been trying every exit to get out, every exit for 3 hours, and the police will not let us go. So we know for definitely certain sure that you, not you per se, but the police are lying, because it's been all over the world news trying to get out.
I suggest you, madam, you should take that bridge or that bridge, okay, and go and meet them out there. But it may be sometime and it may be
I understand, because that's exactly what happened last time, but it's ridiculous. Because he wasn't doing anything last time.
Why do they say they're letting them go when they're not letting them go?
I can't speak for what people say on the press, madam. I'm still on this bridge, holding the line.
Okay, it's now 10:15. Turned up at the demonstration at about 1 from Trafalgar Square, and I came down to Parliament Square with the rest of the demonstration and discovered that the police had tried to stop people actually using Parliament Square as a place to rally. Anyway, that didn't work because people were very determined that that's where they wanted to rally. So I was there for a couple of hours. There were no problems. I discovered I couldn't get back into Parliament Square, and my 15-year-old son and his friends from school who were there were then trapped. They had been kettled. I avoided that by about half an hour probably, merely because I happened to go and get a cup of tea. However, I then heard from the head of my trade union that they were not kettling the children, that they were allowing them out gradually, so I went home. By the time I got home, I got a text from my son to say yes, they were kettling them, they were not allowing them out. He'd been trying to get out for some hours. So I got very concerned. I watched the television. I could see that all sorts of problems were going on. I kept in contact with him. He told me over and over again he was trying to get out, and the police were simply not allowing them out. See, but he was involved last time there was a demonstration, the first demonstration. He was kettled outside Downing Street for 6.5 hours. Exactly the same thing. He had a friend with him who has cystic fibrosis. The police refused point blank to allow this boy to go. They smashed this boy's hands with a riot shield. I've written to my Member of Parliament about this, so I am extremely angry. I'm a very angry mother.
I'm not sure if I spoke to you or the other senior officer just 45 minutes ago.
They are being released. They're being released on the south side of the river, not this side.
Okie dokie. What, presently or in
I couldn't tell you.
future?
Couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Okay. How long since your last information?
Half an hour ago.
So I thought I'd go and investigate the other side. Westminster Station's still weirdly closed, and some person on the floor, I'm not sure why. I think it's hard to imagine how difficult it is to be a policeman in these situations, even who to let out of the kettle, things like that. But 25 past 10, and these pretty peaceful looking people who've been here 7 or 8 hours, no one's going anywhere. What's the story, guys?
Well, right now I'm not standing on my own feet. I'm hovering.
We managed to push.
Have some compassion!
This is me standing up straight and I'm over the thing.
Come on!
I think what happened is the police decided to get us on the bridge because we couldn't do much damage to the bridge, and if we did, we'd probably end up dead. So yeah, there's only 2 ways out, and we managed to push them all the way from halfway down the bridge to here. I'm pretty proud of that. How much bigger than it now?
How long have you guys been here exactly?
At least an hour. On the bridge for an hour.
9 o'clock.
Since 12.
Been in many hours?
Since 12.
On the bridge for an hour in Parliament Square for ages.
Literally 8-9 hours.
No, so I see a quick question to press office. Press office? Press office. I can't talk to any of you guys here.
You know the score. My colleague spoke to you. Just advise. Be advised.
Now I'm waiting for my little brother in the crowd since about 5 o'clock.
There's got to be a point where the government just says, fuck it, this is a democracy, and there's just too many young people caring about their education on the streets, and other people all saying the same thing. Appealing, furious, pleading. You've just got to let them have their way when there's that many people feeling that passionately about it. And if they're wrong, our economy isn't going to completely implode. It would just be an amazing historic event where the government really listened.